RIO choose to apply it. Lots of posturing towards
This is very quick. Straight up the guts. Straight in towards the side here. James, this is a complete retake setup. James going to take the fight. Has to concede, has to give them the space. They're coming through mid to B. This is a disaster.
Yeah, and already Fame 2, sharp as he has been, straight to the head of Fnatic.
They didn't even have to leave spawn.
Catching all that action, and yeah, I mean, the actions come to them.
All right, well, bomb down CT Arch. I could not actually think of a bigger nightmare on the CT side, or the T side. The CT side, this is a dream for the bomb to be down that deep, that entrenched, as the kills are going to keep coming. Sure, Mezzy may get one. It's just nikotilan. He has all the space. He's actually at least deciphered the fact that they completely were bamboozled on the pistol round. And if he can get anything done here, a couple of kills, a little bit of damage, he's going to make the best of a bad situation.
Okay, nikotilan. Good luck, have fun, mate. Walking on in, and perfectly played by outsiders. You're not getting out of that.
Major ever, and that's one way to make your debut on the stage.
Interesting choice. 4 SMGs for their second round CT buy. Now, it is up against Glock, so good chance that everyone's going to get a $600 kill. There's Kicker and Fame combining to repel this assault. Fame could be getting his 6th if it's not Kicker to steal it, and everyone pocketing. Take your time, and that's actually going to be a deep CT smoke towards Banana.
Well, they've already smoked off long as well. So trying to exchange map control here. Now, James just standing at the ready with that HE in hand.
Masks his drop off, Roy, with a break of glass. That's nerdy and lovely, but at the moment, just staying very nimble are the defense. They're just waiting and baiting out as much as they can. Don't forget, very limited resources when it comes to flashbangs too.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you supposed to be doing with that?
Well, one of the keys that you might be able to get away with here if you just wait out the utility and banana. This is wild. This is, look, I need to talk about what's going on the radar here. It's been highlighted by Rushley here. Kicker now gambling all the way over. Ah, okay. Well, maybe not gambling. He's on a retrieval mission. He's picked up some util, but no, they are. They're gambling. This is wild. Completely stacked over towards the A site. Banana given up. Time now sub 1 minute. They can just waltz into B for free. This is some crazy Counter-Strike out the gates. They're going to get in and get the bomb down. Now in they go, and yeah, Kicker has called over the cavalry here. Sure, Fame, Norbert, James, they're all starting to trundle over. Some damage done over the top of the smoke there. The bomb's gone down, and we have a 5-on-5 retake. This is an insane first gun round.
Well, that's certainly not gone to plan, has it?
They're going to save.
Well, we talked about it. The desk discussed it.
I think Yanko used the word optimal Counter-Strike. Now, oh, that's a death. Sure, Kicker is going to lose something. I don't think I've ever seen a game of Counter-Strike style like this before. This is very strange.
Yeah, okay, this is interesting. And you can see that immediately outsiders realize, especially upon the loss of Kicker, that they just have to up and leave. Respect it. Go for another bite of the same cherry into the next round of play. But what a find for Fnatic. That is a gift. That is an absolute gift. An unguarded...
WP might be the first to make a crash and a bang towards the top banana here.
Yeah. You can see that with the flash cock, Kicker might call for this. Now would be perfect. Fashes with the pin pull. James coming too. Fight on banana and no one home. Good reaction out of Fnatic. They will not give them an inch as outsiders look to take the mile. Roy postured on towards that boiler room. Does need to err on the side of caution. Norbert up on that balcony. Flip to react. Counter smoke deployed. Flames extinguished. He's done that by design, and now still this crossfire. Fame's actually disrespected that library smoke. He's come straight through. And another frag to the good. Flip with a triple. On the defense, only one man. And he's Mezzy, half health. Good luck. He will get swung on. Woo, nice headshot. Still on the sight lies Fame. James would have to miss a shot, and he's not in the mood.
A very, very standard default. This is the start you'd want, right? You wait out the CT utility, you take the space back, you force them off the lines of sight. But right now, it feels like outsiders are a step or two ahead of them with how they're channeling them across the map. Three in banana, Roy and Crims, they need to be very careful here. James AWP is posted up on Roy's position. If he oversteps the mark, James should have a chance, and the flick's not going to land.
Okay. Commitment coming in, though. The fact that you've got 3 to receive, and nikotilan comes a crawling, comes a knocking. Reaction utility immediately deployed. You can see a smoke exchange. And receding. So still 45 on the clock. Mezzy pulling the strings for Fnatic. It's been a long time since Fnatic found themselves in a major playoff. would love to leave a firm imprint on their quarterfinal. And it seems like the smoke and mirrors are working well. It's up to Kickit, up to Fame. Big frag out of Roy. Still Kickit though. Surprise is one. Looking for another, and Flit as well. No one's looking. A double back from Mezzy. Back-to-back doubles for either squad. Leaves us in a 2-on-2, but
Crim's got a freebie.
He should have a freebie. So loud, stampeding is Norbert. Will he clear? Oh! Gets the headshot. Strafing out the door, and Mezzy about to test his mettle. 2 into the site. Can he get 2 to get out? This will be a huge round early for the in-game leader. Flying that Union Jack. Norbert rather low. First one beheaded. Needs Jame. A battle of wits with their in-game leader. And just like that, Fnatic gifted a second off of Mezzy's shoulders.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, works against him right there.
That's fast. Good flash. And they're really broken. They're really hoping that James Orb can make this round magic, or worst case, he can save it. Worst, he loses it. $0 in the bank. A rather heavy investment of what limited resources they had. And even the Mac 10, nikotilan implying he's well aware and will look to use that as a space maker. 2 up on the half wall. Interesting. Do you execute off that?
It's going to be double nades towards the coffin position here. So this is a pretty standard way to at least do some damage or inflict some. And Crims, in the meantime, while those specky fireworks shows been going off, we'll find Norbert. Now this is the question. Does Jame want to move his pawns around the king here to protect and make sure that AWP, as you mentioned, is carried through? And the flip side of this is maybe they've made the right call on the stack. So far, looking so good as Flit is silently transitioning through spawn. You've seen the boost mantled up by Kickit now.
Roy just had a little glance at a boiler, but they are dumping util into B. Could be the wrong call. They'll use nikotilan to find info, and frags, only the one, and James can Orpus connected as well. That should be all the info they need. Roy needs to burrow in. If he can get that smoke down towards library side.
It's not a concern. This isn't a concern right here. Maybe they look for some damage, but there's no way they go for the round now that the bomb will be planted over towards A. They're starting to slip down Banana. They're picking up what they can. They might look for another kill or 2, knowing with the new bomb radius that Fnatic will have to exit. Actually, with their plant, they can live in pit. They don't actually have to run away from the site here. So I take that one back.
Yanko's definitely taking notes. He's definitely
right?
taking notes. Not only do they leave with that AWP. Oh,
no, they don't.
Spoke too soon.
No, they don't.
Crims has caught Jame on walkabout. What's he done that for? They could lose this Mac 10. Okay, well, this typical Outsiders round is about to be completely disrupted. They are saving an AK.
Yeah, this is the thing. Crims was already ahead of that save. So the fact that they run in, they addressed the stack was over towards the other side of the map. They knew from the kills that came on in. And retaining that or picking that AWP out for nikotilan would be fantastic. So Crims has done an awful lot right here, finding himself on 5 kills in total. But as the desk highlighted it, is the biggest boon here for Outsiders. And the impact, all it needs to be is 1 kill, and the dominoes might start to fall in their favor. Fame over towards the coffin's position has this flash at the ready. So Flick can operate in multiple different variations here. He can spot and then call for the flash. He can sit tucked, call for the flash. Well, there's the flash. We know nobody's home. So outmaneuvering them again here are Fnatic.
This is a good T side already. I mean, this is something we want to keep our eyes on. This is a heavy Fnatic advantage, and it needs to look like one in order to grow our confidence for how this T side will look over the course of the series.
Well, a big discussion was about where a Fnatic meant to go in the map pool, right? The desk spoke about the challenger match, the 2-0 in the favor of Outsiders, the 16-1 on Overpass, that being Fnatic's map pick. A closer game on Mirage Shot, a much, much closer game. But when you consider that and you're Fnatic and you know you get blown out of the water, it's not something you want to return to. And when you take a look at the stat lines here, at least with Fnatic in their last 3 outings on Inferno, it's been not too shabby, right? They've been able to pick up some victories. And Outsiders, this is a team that always seems to have well, a bit more of mixed results, right? Sometimes it looks good, sometimes it looks a bit flat, sometimes it's middle of the pack. So this is, I don't know if you want to frame it as a punish, probably just one of the only places that Fnatic can turn. And with the time off, since they've qualified, preparing for this matchup, getting ready for it, that's where you can look to isolate in your prep work some of the holes that you see in Outsiders' game. But if Outsiders continue to snowball off the back of those quite gambling positions they had in the first 3 or 4 rounds of this game,
Fnatic's adversary today.
But you see this now in the pacing from Fnatic here, understanding they're up against the full guns. So they're not so sprightly. They're not just charging up Banana in the early stages. They've just let outsiders cycle through a lot of their Banana control utility, and they don't have any information off the back of it. Fame and Kicker are still very, very deep within the site. You can see them lining up more utility in case the onslaught comes. We just had on your screens highlighted momentarily Flit and Jame over towards Arch side, so at least they have top mid control for now, but that can change with a simple smoke.
Yeah, and Roy, he's been very stubborn in occupying this boiler room on his apps lurk and as well as on his A commits. He'll stay there. Fame, this does seem to be his typical opening stance as well, with the pin pulled on that flash to react to kick its call.
There's that long smoke, so Flit is going to call this. Jame is floating around. He's still over towards Moto. So if there's more utility to come through, which Fnatic have, they can pounce. It's all going to be on Norbert towards Pit.
No silencer on that weapon from Flit. Will be careful with his tracers. Has not chosen to engage and actually fallen out to set Jame responsible for long. Arch smoke. Jame anti-flash and a good frag onto Mezzi. The head of the snake removed. Fnatic writhing in agony, or not, as the T-side AWP connects. niko gives him space. Jame refuses to surrender. Needs another hard-fought Fasher with a double.
Time.
And still into the site. 15 seconds. They need to force this fight. niko time. And Crims will frag. It's Fame for the final. Lovely from outsiders, just playing that trading game. Jame does an awful lot on the AWP. Fasher giving it everything he had back into the site. But yeah, it comes down to just a single person alive.
So much respect is being shown from both teams here. That's one thing that I'm noting within the early stages as far as Fnatic's default goes, and then outsiders in terms of the space that they're fighting for. You can see this 30 seconds as the second wave of utility.
James is always going to be a problem here, and just sticking out under the smoke. Norbert contributes. That is perfect. What a defense out of outside. Four without that leg up, without that stepping stone. Charging, pedal to the metal, into the MP9. Oh my God, so many frags in the opening. Fasher meets Jame. Only Roy and only 12 HP, so this is over in the blink of an eye, at the drop of a hat.
Continue finding the frags, especially on these individuals. You're getting to run away. Crowd control utility, very standard. Deep smoke down Banana. Incendiary, as you see there, just burning towards the balcony, and that really slows down the default towards Halls and Boiler, and because of that, Fnatic are forced into this Banana control. 3 of them congregated right now, waiting on the fate of this smoke, one of their own design, and more utility limp forward just to stall them out and rot this clock. Now look at this, they've got 3 smokes, a molly, and a flash to execute in towards B against Kickit and Fame. And that's quite deep with a gap. This is scary.
Yeah, and Kickit's going to try and punish on that gap. It's niko. So he exchanges fire. Certainly favors the silence. Not off the flash, though. Roy into the site. Jame limited. Fame got a little slither. And Roy Smoko Vision with the 1 HP to spare has got the frag necessary. And it should lead to a save. Yeah, this is outsiders we're talking about. Why would you run into a 3 versus 5 and lose all of those resources for naught? Instead, just looking to contain. The fact that they've still got Crims parked up top mid as well, I don't know how that will translate. Don't forget, Crims has already denied one of James' AWP saves.
That's all right. They're happy just to hold on to this if they can. But the framing of this game in terms of the details of what everybody's used to, you have to emphasize different details when outsiders are in the server, right? You're talking about this hunt and that kill from Crims a little bit earlier, as you just highlighted. It's very important into removing that booby trap from potential rounds. So they will be allowed to hold on to 3, but that's by virtue of the fact Fnatic need to start building a bit of a bank here for the tail end of this first half. So they'll keep all 5.
Move first, 3 up second mid. This is a different phase from Fnatic again.
This is going to be explosive onto A here. Norbert and Flynn, you better batten down the hatches, boys.
Good timing on the flames. That will be heard. A little lick to the toes. Norbert tucked and alone. And forced back. Top mid is theirs. Fnatic. Very quick to this. Look at that.
Boxed in. Kick is pushing all the way.
Fully wrapping. They're coming through mid as well.
Kick is going to get a free kill here.
Oh dear. niko unprepared. Someone has to take that fight. 3 of them will. But the AWP is there as well. Fnatic in a cage now.
Mid to B is the best call here, but Jame can still get back towards the site. Mezzi and Crims trying to play ahead of this.
He's so aware.
There's so much time, though. They need to take a bit of a break right here. Have a breather, Fnatic. Allow the game to come to you for a moment, because if Mezzi rounds this corner into the AWP, yeah, Jame scoped up in time. There's no way past this.
So 3A or the Time Lord on B.
They're hunting them all across the map here, outsiders. Flit and Fame are about to pick mid. Fash is not looking. Back turn dead. So proactive here from outsiders. Initially, they were reactive. Now that they don't know where the info is, just staying on their feet, on their toes, constantly moving and condemned to CT spawn. This is the misery of Fnatic.
A cruel role reversal. And just walking into James. He's so wise to your tricks. The wily coyote profits.
It's the same setup. They boosted the AWP again in Banana.
It's not going to be Groundhog Day, though, surely.
Looks like it.
Same play, same strat, not the same reaction out of the CTs. Library smoke, a late one. Fame eliminates Mezzy until his team, and flip rounds the corner. Bloodshed, it's all blue on brown. One back from Fasher, but the damage is done. Only Crims and the Dutchman trying to overcome the odds. Up and over on the hay bales. Norbert far too restrained to give you anything.
Flame can flash from here.
And he does the dance on the bales. Smoke, and a plant. That's not bad out of Fasher. They'd love a frag back, and in those 2-4. And Crims has already met his fate. Fasher with 4 to find on this graveyard position. Bomb ticking, sure, but outsiders will not let this go. He did way more than that. James having fun with them, playing with his food.
The way that they rotate back through it, it's just like that. Delightful to watch.
Not for Fasher fans.
No, well,
that's
JM Airlines.
Very cruel. Takes that mid peak. He hasn't done that at all. And of course, Fasher exposed just as he leaves the staircase. Going through his traditional procedures.
Every time Fnatic feel like they want to step forward as well, there's a key piece of utility just to stall it out for a moment's notice. nykytilan has made it over here, and he has this flash. Now, it did look like they wanted to go for a halls pop. That might have to change here because Apartments has been smoked off. And if they want to go a little bit quicker, they might need to use it mid.
Got a slight sinking feeling. This is James long to hold. Coming up, falling away. Gives up the first component of this A site. Wrapping long side, flip flashed off. Will re-peek, and that was Mezzy with the bomb on his back. Crims gives it a little bit of a look, and okay. Round done. Double out of Flit, a tap out of the 8K of Norbert. And Fnatic's half buy does very little. Nothing to be celebrated. No bomb plant, no frag, and no hope for Roy. 9 already.
Right, Fasher and nykytilan's ready as a unit to take control, but James found a bit of aggression for a moment's notice.
Oh my God, look at that. 4 sitting in CT spawn, the outsiders retake package.
I can't believe how comfortable outsiders are playing at a minute 20 on the clock with almost no info. It's like they know what's coming. And again, the util, just as space to be taken, is deployed. And they have a whole lot more where that came from. Kickit basically has a full bag. He's limped the defensive smoke forward. When you see that type of smoke early, it might lure you into a B execute, right? Because they don't have any space. You can pop on the fade of the smoke. You can apply a lot of pressure here. Jousting for top mid. Crimson Roy have got what the boss wants. They have that space. They force Jane back, but they're actually being baited into a trap. There are 3 players on the B site here, and Kickit still has the smoke to deal with any Molotovs.
This elevated crossfire, incredibly hard to break without pinpoint util, and the last nade is about to be thrown. They're going to have to do this dry. Just the AKs available to them. A divider smoke, even more difficult to break through. Crims, however, onto Kickit, needs more fame. Set up, drops off, perfect as they establish and frag. Mezzy one back, and they know Fame lingers at the back of the site. James, pot shots connect. Roy with 15 and 2 to find. He knows Norbert's pit. He has to clear back. Sight looks the wrong way, being danced with, toyed with. 8 seconds, and that's 10.
A face full of lead here. Could go either way onto Flit, who is patrolling.
Surely favors those Julies. nykytilan definitely wants to get the juices flowing. Oh, the flash, the trade. James set his teammate up with a frag on a silver plate.
It's curious here. They have to push Banana. They have to take this space. Flash at the ready.
Oh my god, a lot of bodies. A lot of bodies. Fasha relays that information. And so immediately, outsiders go on a vacation.
That's
straight to the wide open. I say that, Roy, on the balcony.
James has a flash here.
He's already had one perfect flash. Is he really anticipating this? Roy turns it. It does hit. A quick headshot. Tracks Norbert on the drop down. It's kicking. They can't find it. Okay. Mezzy and Roy. Problem solved. Triple out of the Julies. Fnatic will take an immediate CT round right out of the gates.
Okay, well, they'll exchange pistols here. It wasn't as much of a car crash as Outsiders CT stack, but both teams understood what a forward apartment setup. He's just going to try and beeline this straight up mid and look for a head.
And not to be. Nikolas will farm up. This is good for the confidence. You know, you joke, you laugh, you jeer, but we all know that sometimes you just have to remind yourself the crosshair works.
This is good for Nikolas to start to get into a bit of form in this second half as well. He's up to 5 kills now, which means he only had 3 within that first half of play. So it's good that he is happy to take these fights. You need to get him online, especially as the primary AWP player going up against James on the other side of the server here. And Fame's also been in good form. So these right here, if you're a Counter-Strike purist, if you're a Counter-Strike player, these are your favorite kills as far as the stat lines goes, but these are some of the least impactful. I know somebody has to get them, but up against the full eco, away from them quickly, and we swiftly move on to map number 2. Flit. Oh, Roy, if he tries to head back. Oh, don't worry about back. It's forward into the fight.
Oh, and he gets out. The containment utility from Crims actually enables Roy to get that frag onto Norbert and get away. Favors Fnatic now. Can Outsiders do anything to throw a wrench into the system? Mezzy just posturing for that retake utility. It was one single flash.
Yeah, you're hoping maybe an overstep. They start spamming. They take an AWP shot. You go, oh, okay, we know a little bit more information in what's in Banana.
60-second mark. We will get one of those smokes deployed. I'm counting 2 residual. Only one of which is on B.
Crims has this towards Pit. And he might get hot under the collar because James does have a molly, but James still top Banana here. So do they want to show presence towards A and then drop back to the Time Lord himself? It doesn't look like it. I think James is going to try and sell the B play.
Interesting. Yeah, he has utility to do so. You can see Crims playing a reaction smoke, which works so well for Flit, and actually dropping it at 30 seconds, that's banging. Would only leave them 10 if they wait out for the fade. He can play around that for apps and short. Roy close, jumping, good flash. Going to be swung on here. Roy and Crims about to be flustered, and already one back. Bomb on the floor for 15. He needs to stop that retrieve. Crims playing a good game on Pit. Ready for Flit. 9 seconds, no bomb. Still no frag out of Crims. They have got time to get it down with a second to spare. Pit to support James. A 2-on-2. Oh. A battle of wits as Fasha beheads the Time Lord. And Flit needs to do a lot from Pit. Not to be. High impact on that retake. Fasha holding his nerve, and those frags are starting to spread out rather evenly for Fnatic. The players should at least maintain early Banana control. You can see this constant battle. Oh my God, Mezzy, this is such a forward position. Outsiders wise, but Mezzy on the spray. That had to be clean. What an opportunity, what a gamble now. They're coming into the A domain, 3 through the apartments, but Crims has been so good and that smoke says no.
I don't know why you'd want to be testing Crims time and time again, but fair enough.
He's so comfortable.
Yeah, they won't get the opportunity to. It still looks like this would be a heavy presence towards A. Fasha still has all the Banana control, so even though Mezzy's in the grave, the A setup from Fnatic is still extremely strong.
Faith on Fasha. If they do come a knock-in, he's just going to be actively jiggling for that info. No T-side AWP. He's aware of that and happy to jiggle for info. Last game plan. Fame's been given a different strat.
They come back to B.
Yeah, it looks like it, but the bomb is here. He just wants to take that info away from Fasha. He can smoke when he feels the brunt of the force. They've actually just dropped it now.
They started to rotate away. Nikolas is CT.
Pulled him off.
It's going to be on Crims here.
Again, they test the king of kings. Crims, a legend of the major circuit, back on the playoff stage. 3 to find, and already just the one. Norbert puts him on his ass. Tough fight, tracking difficult. Norbert will find his 6th frag and a likely round to just nikodos and Fasha that rotate off. And that's the power of the Outsiders. Their first team round, and it is by virtue of just pulling the CTs away. As they execute, missed shot out of nikodos. James gets the info. I wonder how much of a hunt. He doesn't seem too interested. Doesn't have much cash in the bank.
And he hasn't even sent the hounds out up through Banana here, so they're just going to hold on to what they have, but that at least secures the fact that it's going to be the save. So information here. Now there is a lot of residual cash for the likes of Mezi, Fasha, nikodos. There shouldn't be too many issues getting guns into the hands of Roy and Crims. But just as we tie things up 10-10, you start to question, do Outsiders have anything to offer us? Well, of course they do. I'll take the lead back here. First T round posted on the...
Fasha blinded and executed. That is the Outsiders' way. Again, James naming the feed through setup. And one of those rifles, as you discussed, already lies idle. This with a bleak outlook. They don't even have to fully commit, but they likely will, considering the state of affairs for Fnatic. It's only a USP Mezi with what? A P250. And a barrage of util just starting this process of elimination, and eliminated is Roy. One tap to the head out of Mezi. Nice shooting, but all for naught as FaZe farms the frags. He's up to 21.
Oof. What a showing from him. Look, that type of a round, I'm just questioning the thought process there of having that M4 stranded towards the sandbag position. He didn't even really get a chance to fight, did poor Fasha, so that is going to hurt them down the track here. But you bang on with FaZe, right? This kid, as far as the aim is concerned, he's an absolute monster. But this is his first major, right? Everybody else in the Outsiders team, right? Norbert, this is only his second. Sure, he's still a rookie as far as this level of play is concerned. But FaZe just bodying right now. And this is great signs for Outsiders in the rest of the bracket, right? The fact that he's online this early.
Yeah, you want to contrast just in order of hyping up this FaZe lad. He's only been in a professional team since May of 2020.
By the time he gets back, it should be starting to fade, so the redeploy immediately. But think about this, that'll be starting to fade at about the 40-second mark. So you have to take stock of what does Fasha have to his name, a flash, Mezi with an incendiary, a HE. And that's a lot of info there as well. The AWP shot, as soon as they hear the extinguish, so maybe being able to put this one together are Outsiders as they turn their attention. They will execute B here.
And the molly from Flint's so 5D as well, because the smoke puts him in the dark. Mezi desperate to hold on to this. Counter flash. Flames on the floor. Subside now as they look to mount up as they come in as a full four-man unit. One and done from Fasha. Sight is theirs. Playing for the retake. Mezi there, but the whole squad's not coming. The whole squad still on A as Fnatic, aware of what this commitment would have meant and would mean. They are starting to canter over to investigate. See if that AWP can find anything on... Well, you can see James actually posted up, and Crims knocked down. Is that the beginning of the end of this round? Yeah, it seems to be the case.
Well, Mezi has to try and get out. CT smoke has faded here, and well, he needs to be able to dip all the way back, and they could try and kill him on the cross. Kick it activated now. Norbert, FaZe, they're aware they're going to take this fight. Mezi will get one for his life, but FaZe again continues. Another headshot for him. 22 and counting.
Textbook.
This is such a performance from FaZe. You're not looking to him as a name, right? You go to Jam and kick it immediately. We've all spoken about this experience. Then you go to Fnatic. They have everything needed again, right? It's not like they're lacking utility, but just the moves from Outsiders are trumping in certain scenarios here. Those exchanges, we talk about the chessboard, right? The way that information, utility, the scissor, paper, rock of a smoke and a molly. There's a lot of details there, but so far for Outsiders, they're understanding the situation, and this is because they're happy to play mega late Counter-Strike. They always seem quite cool. We haven't seen them get too flustered here.
Yeah, different approach in the setup. Oh, they're so premature on B. They're absolutely pooping themselves. Dropping one ways as they're heading A. nikodos might repel the invaders on that one. Incendiary forces them into brackets. That's the bomb committed to A. 30-second mark. Roy, nikodos, more out of the AWP. The Danes combine for a round-winning 3 kills. And with that bomb on the floor, it's mission accomplished.
Okay, well, they're going to concede here. James waiting for this push for Mezzi. Flit over towards the boiler room. No need to hunt here if you're Fnatic. You walk into this, well, you might lose your life. James will find the shot. Mezzi understands the situation now. But you're right, over towards B, they dropped out that utility, and if it was going to be the B play, they would have been in a lot of trouble. But there's a lot of mind games here, right, that we, unfortunately, aren't familiar with, right? If they drop that smoke, maybe the outsiders think, okay, we don't want to go here, we're expecting more bodies. There's so many little details to this.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, we've seen multiple CT rounds where those CT smokes are being baited out. Outsiders are getting what they want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're getting so much pressure, right? And that's
Shy. More to come. niko, stubborn. He wants this frag. He's waited a long time for it, and he gets away with it. Gap on that. Kick it unwilling to commit. The flames will deter, but how does Flick get that one? Roy on the quad, knocked out. And the 3 versus 4, favoring Fnatic, but regrouping now. You can see James got pace in mind. Smoke towards CT. Communication fast. Looking to frolic into niko and Fasha. Close quarters AWPing. He needs more. On the big green. Fasha to support. Second orange is hidey hole. Fashion only able to support with nades. And okay, another out of niko. Alone on the site now. Can he really be Fnatic's hero? Kick it. Swings out for a frag that does facilitate a plant. Going for it safe. James thinks it through. And Mezzi's been spotted on the close of the gap. They need this one. A single flashbang. Mezzi wants to crawl, see what he can get for free, and then that flash can head into the site. They've gone for a close coffin crossfire. Mezzi and Crims, that was the flash, and that was the chance. Opportunity slipping through their fingers. Outsiders in touching distance of 15. Mezzi on bomb, looking for James. Fake and a frag. Wow, what a headshot. He has to hold. Back exposed, and Kicker can play the time. Look at that, cool as a cucumber as he gets the clutch. Outsiders up to 15. Poised. Perfect. In a row. Feels like Outsiders are just hitting their flow now. Flash to the face. niko, screen bright white. So a change up in that setup. They've still got all their smokes here, Fnatic. Maybe that's a conversation Mezzi may have had with them. You can force these boys into a number disadvantage, then those smokes worth their weight in gold. Here they come. niko does not miss his first. Counter util in, smoke still not up, and so Outsiders invited into this B bomb site. Fasha trying his luck through the smoke, Brown Nubox, and niko, I mean, it's a fake plant. He has just forward pushed on this. They're clearing through, and he's using this smoke to try and find an advantage. They can come up and over. Fame has no idea.
Does now.
Oh, dear. Okay, Fnatic, they've got to give it all they got, all the marbles, or Fnatic's map pick is going in Outsiders' pocket to open up the playoffs. James spotted on Nubox, still 5 to find. They're burrowed into every nook and cranny of this B bomb site, and they're getting nothing but hot lead. Another dead, one's back, and Mezzi's trying everything he can. James secures it. Rio loves it. Outsiders, the fan favorites, 1-0 up in convincing fashion.